Egoism is an ideology based around self-realization and the rejection of many modern concepts. Today, Egoism Simplified will come on to talk about egoism. You can find the link to his new channel in the description below. So how would you define egoism?
I would define egoism as a philosophy that aims to rid people's minds of abstract concepts that are limiting their ability to actualize their own self.
What led you to egoism, and were you ever religious?
My path to egoism came from when I was an anarcho-capitalist. After singing the praises of the NAP to an egoist one day, they told me to read Stirner. After reading it, I realized that the NAP that I had been following so closely was nothing but a ghost in my mind. At that point, I had no option but to come to egoism. And no, I have never been religious in my life.
It's often said that egoism rejects morality. Is this true?
Yes, one of the constructs egoism aims to eliminate is morality. An objective morality simply does not exist in the eyes of an egoist. There is no way you can show me murdering my neighbor is morally wrong. You may not like that I killed him, but you have no ground to saying that that is immoral.
In that case, do egoists not believe in the traditional idea of a society?
No, egoists do not believe in society. Egoism is an individualist ideology. Society is just a generalization of the people who inhabit it. Defining someone as living in a society simplifies their ego, which is against egoist ideas of self-fulfillment.
If egoists don't believe in morality, what's the justification for advocating self-fulfillment?
There is no real justification for self-fulfillment. Egoism as an ideology is closely related to nihilism. While nihilists say that nothing matters, egoists take this opportunity to do what they please. Self-fulfillment is just doing what you personally want to do, from growing carrots to killing people. All people have something they want to do. Many people's aspirations are being held from them by constructs, hence why we need to get rid of them.
How is this to be achieved?
Every person should on their own accord choose to rid themselves of these concepts. We need to educate all people about this philosophy so we can get them interested enough to question the building blocks of their societies. Once society is gone, most people will simply start acting in their self-interest naturally. Others, we need to teach a bit more on the abstract nature of things like morality and God. Once all people have been educated, it is but a matter of time until a world based on egoist values starts to thrive.
If people consider it to be in their own interest to accept these concepts, is it acceptable for them to just keep them?
Most of these concepts condition you to believe that you enjoy them. We should let them know about a possibility of living without them, but if they really want to keep, for example, worshipping a god, I know no commandment of stopping them.
How do relationships work in an egoist world?
Egoists aren't just self-centered people. For example, I have a girlfriend. Not because of some societal expectation of me having one, but simply because being around her makes me happy. Just because I assume my self-interest doesn't mean those interests can include being with and taking care of another person.
If everybody naturally acts in their own self-interest, why is egoism not taken hold yet?
People are from a young age at school taught that stealing and hurting others is wrong. This is also reinforced by punishment if you act against these rules. Same as in adult life. If you steal, you face a fine or go to prison.
If an individual were to decide that creating a totalitarian dictatorship was in their own best interest, there's not an issue with that, right?
Creating a totalitarian dictatorship would be in violation of other people's self-interest. In this case, the would-be dictator would face massive opposition from every person whom he is affecting. In that hostile environment, it would be difficult to prop yourself up to a dictatorial status. Even if you did, you would have to trust that none of your helpers are going to kill you from their own self-interests.
Yes, but I'm referring to a pre-egoist society. Meaning if somebody now used these concepts to get ahead, would that be an issue?
In theory, there would be no issue with that, but the same concept of going against other self-interests still applies. You would still have enemies to deal with, riots to calm down, and all other trouble people might cause. But if you manage to prop it up, avoiding all of that, there's nothing wrong with it.
Do you see religion as a hurdle to get egoist ideas to be propagated?
Religion might actually be the biggest hurdle to overcome. Many people are stuck to the idea of a higher being giving directions on what is and isn't allowed. Religion is so ingrained in society that many countries still require officials to give an oath over a holy scripture. Thankfully, atheism is on the rise in the West, giving some hope to me to see people understand the fakeness of their gods. Although I am worried of the rise of humanism as a replacing force to religion.
Do you have any closing thoughts or anything else you'd like to mention?
If you are at all interested in knowing more, I highly recommend reading Stirner and Novatore's works, as the books will be a much fuller explanation than anyone could give in one video.
Thanks for coming on, and thanks for watching. Again, you can find his links in the description. If you liked the video, please subscribe for more videos like it. Also leave a comment talking about your ideology and thoughts on the video. Goodbye.